Welcome, welcome on in. This is Reading Between the Wines. Thank you so much for all of the love and support. We're going to have a great show tonight, I can already tell. Thank you so much, Carol. We have Florida in the house. It's actually pronounced Florida, but you know how we do when we just roll it right off the tongue. Um, Canada, thank you so much, Kingsman, all the way from Canada. What part of Canada are you from? And then we have my friend Miss Bethany, all the way from California. Shannon, and I'm gonna call you 87 Evan. Shannon and 87 Evan, and anybody out there that's joining, please drop it in the comments and let me know where you are calling from. This is Reading Between the Wines. We have a very special guest. My friend Serene Poems is coming in tonight. And like I said yesterday, this is going to be some breakthrough moments. You're going to get some healing tonight. You're going to get some, I can't believe moments. But then, of course, when you leave out of here tonight, you're going to have something that resonates in your heart. And I truly believe that because, the message that you get from Serene Poems, she basically gives it to you from the heart. So I don't expect anything else but excellent quality tonight from her. And she's going to read. And of course, I'm going to sip on some wine. I already have my glass ready. So, for those of you out there who are winding down with us tonight, please let me know what you are sipping on. What are you sampling? Now, I got to make sure I get this right tonight. I'm sampling Epicuro Aglianico. I got it. Epicuro Aglianico. So I had no idea that there was an Aglianico grape. And actually, when it comes to wines, there are so many different grapes and so many that I can't even pronounce. But I got this one straight from Italy. Italy. Let me back that up. I haven't even had a sip yet. Straight from Italy, we're sampling Epicuro Aglianico grape. Anybody ever heard of the Aglianico grape? But before we get into that, I have to give you the song of the day. Song of the day is from Betty Wright. Betty Wright is the cleanup woman, but the song that she has is called Unsolicited Advice. So I stumbled across Unsolicited Advice, and it basically reminded me of what we've been speaking about for a while here. Unsolicited Counsel. Track 3, Unsolicited Counsel. So, song of the day, Unsolicited Advice. So, it all ties in because when people give you unsolicited advice and it continuously happens over and over and over again, they can all of a sudden become your counselor. So if you don't want someone to become your counselor, you pretty much have to set the boundaries and have some standards and sort of educate people around you how you would like to receive your feedback. So I want to read a couple of the lyrics, which this is it touches home because, I've been there before. So Betty says, when someone is too willing to volunteer advice on your love life, turn a deaf ear. Unsolicited advice can ruin a would be paradise, destroy a love that could be nice. Unsolicited advice. So, this is like the fourth time. This is part 4. And, I get different perspectives from the different guests that come on. And tonight, Serene Poems is going to go ahead and give us her insight on unsolicited counsel, unsolicited advice. But since we have people out there listening and interacting, the question that I have for each and every one of you is, have you ever been in a position where someone has given you some unsolicited advice? And did you take it? Did you take it? Did you feel obligated depending on who it was? Sometimes it could be friends, close friends, best friends. It could be family. And if we don't do exactly what they tell us to do, make moves how they want us to move, then it could be a problem, especially when it's family. Because then it's like, oh, you're going against the grain. You're not doing exactly what's set up and what's lined up. Have you ever been in that position? When someone is too willing to volunteer advice on your love life, turn a deaf ear. I say, check the facts, check the source where it's coming from. And I've said this time and time again, somebody who is broke really shouldn't be giving somebody advice on money. So if you're this financial guru and you have, all of this wonderful knowledge, I kind of want to see the proof. I've had people tell me about picking out cars and which car I should get. And believe it or not, the person that was telling me the car that I should purchase didn't even have their driver's license. Full grown adult. Should have had their driver's license a long time ago. Didn't have it, but has a nerve to ask me and try to coerce me into purchasing a specific type of car. That's unsolicited advice that, obviously didn't follow, and I'm not really interested in receiving. I've had plenty of people give me unsolicited advice, but like Betty Wright says, turn a deaf ear. And I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm going to listen because maybe I might pick up something. That's another thing about unsolicited counsel. Turn a deaf ear. Some people say in one ear and out the other, but just be very cautious because you might miss something if you don't pay attention. There might be something, a little hidden message here and there. You might could pick up one, specific piece and use it for something else. Matthew McConaughey says, the best advice comes from people who don't give advice. Very cautious. Be very cautious about the person who's always giving advice. Always trying to tell somebody what to do. That's not the person that I want to go ahead and receive advice from. Maybe the person who's quiet, maybe the person who's reserved, maybe the person who doesn't speak up a lot. You might want to pick their brain because maybe they might have more working knowledge because they're not always in the forefront. They're not always, trying to tell somebody what to do, trying to maneuver in and out of the situation. Unsolicited Counsel, track 3. Now, if you'd like to listen to all of the 17 tracks of Disc 3 Evolution, you can head on over to X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and you can get all 17 tracks. Disc 3 Evolution is wrapping up. Tomorrow is the last night. So come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be the last show of 2023. And tonight is the last show of Reading Between the Wines. And of course, we have Miss Serene Poems coming in. But before we do that, it's time for us to go ahead and get into our wine here tonight. Now, I'm very proud of myself because I was able to, first of all, pronounce this grape because I have been working on it for a minute, but I got it. The Agliano, excuse me, see, I shouldn't have been talking too much because I fumbled it up. The Aglianico grape. The Aglianico grape. Epicuro. So, this red wine shows intense blackberry and cherry notes, harmoniously exalted by a light, spicy background. Smooth and velvety with a firm backbone. Perfect at 18 degrees Celsius with red meat, ham, and mature cheeses. And again, this wine is from Italy, the southern part of Italy. And again, it is the Aglianico grape. And I believe that this wine is a 3.8 out of 5 stars. Taste testers have given this wine a 3.8. And it's going to be more bold and dry. It seems like all of the red wines that I have been sampling this season have been very dry. Very bold, dry, with a smooth finish. This wine will pair well with pasta, lamb, and veal. Taste testers have noted blackberry, plum, which is another that is a common theme with all of the red wines that I have been sampling. A lot of blackberry, plum, raspberry, cherry, strawberry. This one particular has notes of oak, vanilla, and tobacco. Now, I think that tobacco is going to give it that little bite. So you're going to get that, probably get a little bite after. Sampling Epicuro, Aglianico. Okay, cheers. First of all, before I do this, cheers. Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching the 4-in-1 podcast. Thank you to everyone who's come through and watched Reading Between the Wines. This has been an amazing experience this time around. What's going on, Dawn? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. This has been an amazing experience this time. This is Evolution Disc 3. And as I continuously, try to improve and do better in my life, I'm evolving and standing true to exactly who I am. I had this conversation with Serene Poems earlier, and standing true to myself and my brand and doing everything that I want to do. And what a great, beautiful blessing it is when friends, family can evolve with you at the same time. That way, none of them are left behind. Now, you can't take everybody with you. Trust and believe. If you try to take everybody with you, hey, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. If you try to take everybody with you, you're going to stumble and fall. But I'm so thankful people like Serene Poems, SOS, Jacquees Washington. The list goes on and on. All of the guests, which I will post, all of the guests who participated in Disc 3 Evolution, the conversations that I've had with them have just been so freaking amazing. And I know that we're going to have some great conversation tonight with Serene Poems. So cheers to everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in as we get ready to go into 2024. Disc 4 will be coming up real soon, but, we hear in a moment. And cheers. Thank you so much. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's that bite at the end. It does have a bite at the end. Um, I just got to keep it real. I'm not a fan of the bite at the end. I think this is probably the second wine that I've sampled this season here that probably was not a real fan of the aftertaste, the bite that comes towards the end. But you're definitely going to get that with this. Now, I can see if you're having some pasta, if you got, if you're having this with food, this has to be probably chilled, really chilled. And of course, if you're having it with your meals, it would work well. But I think just to sit back and drink it while you're sitting by the fireplace or reading a book, watching a movie. If you like that after bite, then it might. But for me, um, but we're gonna get through it tonight. And like any red wine, after a few, it all goes down smooth. So if the conversation goes very interesting with Serene Poems, it'll all go down smooth. Thank you so much for joining in. The best thing that you can do to help support the movement that I have going on here is please like, comment, share, subscribe, tag a friend. Hell, at this moment, call a friend and tell them Serene Poems is about to come in. And this is going to be an epic moment. This is going to be a wonderful, situation that they have going on here. This is the second time that Serene Poem has been on, but the first time that she's going to be on Reading Between the Wines. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're set and you're ready, we're going to go ahead and get my friend in the building, Miss Serene Poems.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sampling my Aglianico wine here. How are you?
It sounds good. I'm really good. Really good. Happy to join you.
Now, what are you sampling tonight?
Oh, goodness. I'm sure I'm going to botch it, but it is.
It's okay because I'm happy I was able to pronounce this grape properly.
It's Santa Margherita Pinot Gringo 2021.
So you
Product
got
of Italy. I got it as a gift.
so you got a Pinot Grigio, okay? And oh, by the way, how did you like the wine that I gave you? Which one did I give you?
I don't remember.
It
That
was
was like 2 years ago.
it was that good that you don't remember. I know it was a white wine, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
So now my question is, was the wine good?
Yes, of course. I love wine.
Well, don't say that now because now all wine isn't great. Sometimes it just doesn't work well.
Yes, you are right. It's just my drink of choice.
Like I'm gonna pray that I get through this show tonight with this wine here that I have, but it's interesting.
You'll make it.
I think this is the first time that I have actually had a wine that I probably will not purchase again, but yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, so where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Great Pacific Northwest in the U.S. of A.
Okay, I remember you're very cryptic when it comes to where you live, which is fine because hell, I don't want people to know where I live at either, and I don't want you showing up and knocking on a door and doing any of that type of stuff. So I get it.
Exactly.
So the temperature, what's the temperature like?
Today is actually pretty nice. Maybe like 45 degrees.
What?
Cloudy.
You think that that's nice? What? Oh, hell no.
32 degrees and snowing. It's
Hell
crazy.
no, that is not nice in my world. So I like I'm happy. Okay, I'm content with like 75, but I'm really, really happy once it gets 80 and above.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, not me. I like the cooler weather.
I think in a past life I was from like an island or something. Something strange.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I mean, I'm only happy in the summertime. Actually, let me back that up. I gotta watch what I say because that's incorrect. But I prefer the summertime. But let me tell you, when after fall, when winter gets here, I just do the countdown to when May's gonna show up. I skip past spring and everything. I just go straight to May. Like, when's it gonna
That's
happen?
awesome.
Because in Jersey here, the weather has been a little strange lately.
Yeah. It's been the same here. It's been very bipolar, I would say.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. What's going on, Birdman? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining on in. All right, so you are an author, a poet. How did you discover this talent, and at what age did you discover it?
It was junior high, actually. Discovered it when I was going through some difficult home life, like every other child. And yeah, writing was kind of my savior. But I stopped writing in high school, and I didn't pick up a pen until 2019.
And why did you end up stop? Was it something that you did, or did somebody like project something on you to make you stop?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't encouraged to write. No, but it was more life just got busy.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, when you started to write and get into your craft here, what was the response from people that were closest to you, friends, family? Was it receptive, or because I know you write some deep stuff, so I don't know if you've
Yeah.
changed or were
So
you just right out the bat with deep stuff? But what was the
I
response?
just came right up. I just came right out the bat with the deep response. So funny thing is, my ex-husband was the only one that encouraged me to write, and that's why I got an Instagram account. And he believed in, very interestingly, he believed in my writing because he actually has a very good heart. He's just been so traumatized and abused himself in his life that he doesn't know, you know what I mean? Like yeah. So,
well, you know what?
I'd say it was received well.
It sounds like you are coming from a good place. Like the way you described your ex, it seems like you're coming from a great place. So a place of forgiveness, which that's amazing. Because I couldn't say that I was always able to be that way, but I am that way today. That's the most important thing. That's good.
Yeah, mine just happened very recently as well. So, yeah, it is very freeing.
It's like once you get out of something, you automatically, and I'm just speaking from past experience, you automatically go to, oh my God, what did they do to me? Like pointing fingers and, this, that, I can't wait to get back. And then if you do your work, what's going on, Kim? Thank you so much for joining. If you do your work and you get back to center and get with self, all of a sudden something happens. At least this happened to me. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for doing everything that you did. Like, because now the situation I'm in, and where first of all, not even where I'm in right now, but where I can see myself 5-10 years from now. Thank you so much. Like, damn, you should have done it a hell of a lot hell of a lot sooner. But that's the most important part for me, is when you get past that initial shock, that initial hurt, and when you can realize that nothing has been done, you know nothing has been done to you, but it's been done for you to elevate and excel to the next level.
Yeah, and to learn that you are lovable.
Absolutely.
And it's just
yes, it's just so deep. But tonight I was speaking about unsolicited counsel, someone who wants to give you unsolicited advice. What would you like to weigh in on that? Have you had any experiences with that? Were you the person that was running around trying to give people advice or anything like that? Because we all go through changing moments now.
Oh yeah. No, I have actually grown a lot in this area, and it's funny that you asked this because I was one of those advice givers. But for me, I'm an empath, so it was coming from an empath side.
I feel you.
But I've learned now, and so I've learned now to hold back my advice unless they ask for it, or unless I have a strong God urge that they need to know. Then I usually just hold my tongue. But I do slip. I'm human.
Well, I used to get upset when people didn't take my advice. Now I would give you advice, which maybe you asked for, maybe you didn't. See, the funny thing about it is a lot of these topics here that I talk about, a lot of it is breakthrough moments for me. Like, I have to continuously remind myself that you once used to do some of these things. And then I would catch an attitude when they wouldn't follow my advice or do things the way that I would do it, and which is absolutely incorrect. That's about manipulation, that's about control, that's about power, all of the things that do not come from a God-loving place. So trust and believe that I was operating, on the other side, the other spectrum. But so, I was that one. So I get it.
Yeah, it was also a big learning experience. with all the pain and trauma and grief that I went through, it's actually the lessons I've learned have changed me. That's the only way to say it.
That's good. Now, I also spoke about self-forgiveness during this season as well. And I know you spoke about pain, trauma, drama, the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you,
yeah,
deep down inside, okay, so deep down inside, are you at a point where you can say that you have truly forgiven everybody who's ever done anything to you?
Yes, I have forgiven everybody but one person, and I'm working on that.
Okay.
And it's sometimes a process where you have to forgive someone 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Done that before.
Yeah, you have to reprogram yourself to let it go. Let it go. And
yeah.
I guess a place to start is the most important person, which is you. Learning how to forgive yourself for the bad thoughts, the bad situations, the replaying of certain things. You know, I read a book, and one of the best things in that book was about the prisons and the dungeons that we have in our mind. When somebody does something to us, we automatically trap them up in this prison and lock them up. And then we repeatedly visit them and hound them down, asking them why did they do whatever. We seek revenge, because trust and believe, I've been there before too as well, where you replay of how you thought it would happen. Like, oh shoot, I wish I said this to this person. I wish that I could go back and show them exactly who I am. So in your mind, I don't know if anybody's been there, you replay the scenario where you actually come out on top. But that's not the way it should be, because, you know, if somebody does something to us, like Wayne Dyer said, you know, what somebody does to you, that's their karma. Now, how you react is your karma. And how we react,
100%.
How we react sometimes doesn't always have to be verbal. We don't always have to speak on it and say on it. The most important part is how we think. So that's the scary part, because how we think controls and brings everything up into, you know, what we see in reality. So what somebody does to you is their karma. Now, how you react, if you can actually get in a moment and say, you know what, this person did X, Y, and Z. Thank you so much to the Bronx, New York, my friend. She would always say, let me just sit down and shut up. If we can sit down and shut up when somebody does something to us and just let it play out, you'll end up coming out on top. But it's hard, because I know a lot of us want to jump in and give people the business. It's hard.
So we had to surrender to that and to ourselves, because that is what, like you just said, that's what comes on top. The good you give back.
Absolutely. And remember, the minute that you start going back and forth with somebody, you've already lost the game. And that's how it starts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it starts. So don't go back and forth. Don't say things that you're going to regret later.
Right.
So
don't engage.
I know got so much catching up to do. It's been over a year since I spoke to you. So what do we have tonight? You're going to read us some wonderful, inspirational things tonight, or some breakthrough?
I'm going to do a little bit of everything.
Okay. So now this book that
I'm reading out of...
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say this book is the first PG anthology. It's called Kaleidoscope Poetry, and it's the poetry network that I'm involved in. I just love this network, and so honored to be in this book with everybody. It's incredible. And if you guys haven't got it, go on Amazon and get it.
Okay. And what's the name one more time?
Kaleidoscope Poetry.
Kaleidoscope Poetry. And how did you end up linking up and networking with them? How did that come about?
Well, it's my brother from another mother. His name is Lacan. And we're soulmates. And he told me, come and read your poetry on my show. And I'm like, okay. And the whole time I was thinking, oh, he's just going to read it for me. And he did it. And I was just mortified. But the rest is history now. We just became great friends, and I love him to pieces, and he's an incredible author.
Awesome. So. Well, let's just be clear here. Mm-hmm. I don't read anything here. I mean, I'll read the wine bottle, but after a couple, sips here and there, I'm not reading. So let's be real clear here.
I hear you. I better hurry up.
I mean, I'll tell you, like when I first started this show, I used to read a book a week. I used to try to challenge myself to read a book a week. And I'm one of those people that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And boy, was the heat on when I realized that I had to read a book a week, plus live my life doing everything else and drink as well and read the book on the show. Like, yeah, there were definitely some moments. So anyway, there are definitely some moments in the beginning.
Wherever you put your energy and your intention.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'm doing good, right. Doing good with my wine, so I'm ready for you to read.
Me too. So this first one is called Naked, and this is a softer one. And for those of you out there that don't know about my background or my story, I'm an abuse survivor, and a lot of my poetry is just like I spit it out and then I edit it, and it's my heart and my soul and my feeling, and I share it with you.
And yeah,
the first one's called Naked. Go ahead.
Oh no, I absolutely what you just said. Just to touch base before you get started, I most certainly tried to do my best to let people know exactly, what we're going to get tonight. Like you definitely pour your heart and your soul into it. So this is real. This is authentic. This is totally Serene Poems. This is nothing that is made up. This is real life situations here. So go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. And the one poem that I'll read last, there is a trigger warning. If you allow me to read that, it's a heavy one.
Well, give me an idea because we don't want to get blocked or anything. As long as we don't get blocked and banned, we're good. So you do the judgment, but yeah.
Okay. I will figure that out then.
Okay.
Okay. No, I just lost my page.
That's okay because plenty of people in the past have come on and there has been some issues with being blocked and banned. But so you take your time trying to find your page.
Okay, this one is called Naked. I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
You know what's good though?
Vulnerable.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I know you said you're nervous, but nobody can see you. That's a good thing.
I know, yes.
Can you imagine?
The only reason I'm not having a panic attack.
Can you imagine if they could see you? But go ahead.
They'd all be laughing at me because I'm just laughing over here at myself. Okay. Because I'm a nervous wreck. Okay. Here we go. Vulnerable I stand, unclothed, at your indelible spirit, surrendered, writing verses upon me that cannot be easily removed. I relinquish my all, my everything, expressing through visual paintings, each brushstroke and evolution inside, Heart is brandished fearfully, afraid of not being fully accepted as I am. Emotions erupt like lava, molten fresh and burning with desires. Your technique is gentle. Carefully and skillfully, you paint my silhouette, creating a new masterpiece, weaving pieces of your brokenness and mine into new brilliant scenes, emanating new emotions as vivid dream. Our souls so entrenched they breathe new air, forging this newly painted canvas with an artistry our beating hearts will not soon forget.
Now,
that's a lighter one.
Can you break that down and explain to us what that is about? Because I want to see if we're on the same page, if I got it.
Well, that's what I love about poetry is there's 8 billion people on this planet, and we could all have a different perception.
Okay. So, all right. That. So then I'll tell you, and then you let me know if I'm on point.
Yeah.
So what it seems like is two people who have had their own issues going on, but they come together and they help heal each other and create magic.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Okay, cool. I got it. But that's good. And it was a little scary for me in the beginning, because when you come from a broken place and you come from a hurt place, there was something in there that was like, ooh, and it just sort of like hit me a little bit. But you turned it towards the end, which created good. So for people out there that's been through some things, you got to be very careful when you start to trauma bond with people and start to, mix with people, sharing your stories, saying too much, doing too much. Because if that person doesn't come from a good place and they haven't healed 100%, and they still might want to try to go ahead and get the best of you, and you're in a vulnerable place because you're trying to heal yourself too, got to be very careful. So make sure you're...
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah, make sure you are healed. Make sure you are clear. Trust and believe I know, because I have been there before where I thought that I was healed and I wanted to get back into the dating scene. And next thing you know, no. Listen, the person that I was like last year, please, like, and I thought that I was, doing it last year. I wouldn't want to date me back then. Now today, that's something different. That's something different. I've been single since 2020, and we're talking about just last year. I wouldn't want to date me. Yeah. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, proceed with caution. And if they're not showing growth, gotta analyze that. So this next one is called 40 Lashes.
Okay. We getting deep now. Now we starting to...
Yes.
Just by the title.
Ready for the tidal wave. 40 Lashes. Trauma, a tender grave we hide until dead rivers subside. Muscles taut, metalled, every ligament unsettled. As bones in agony twist, innards spill, echoes resist. Burning skin, blessed acid rain, beckoning silent cry of disdain. Feels like 40 lashes given, offenses fabricated rhythm, body flogged with stress, utterly depleted, depressed, trembling hands release toxic rot, stored up for years, nervous fraught, mind wrung, dripping wet cloth, chaotic, melancholic goth, trauma whittles, fully unbarred, unearthed, this life is a graveyard.
Now
that one, you know the significance of 40 lashes?
Yes, go ahead and let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know if I have it.
Yeah. So, and I'll use Jesus Christ as an example. When he was being given his lashes, 40 lashes, when that's your sentence, is a death sentence.
Now, when you were writing this, is it, if you want to share or not, what was going through your moment at that time when you were writing it?
I don't mind sharing. This is how dark I felt losing my children. The dark place that it took me to, being separated from my 2 children that I birthed and was bonded with. It was the worst grief I've ever experienced in my entire life, and it felt like death.
And you know what? That's something that a man, and when I say man, I mean man in general, man, woman, whatever, that has never birthed a child will never know what that's like. Because when a child is born, you are the vessel and the connection to God, and that is the first, you are their first God. So just imagine that, how it would feel if we were taken away from our Creator. It's just impossible, right? So the one thing that I have to say to you is that it's impossible. So even though you felt that way in a moment, don't worry about it. And I know it's easier said than done because it's impossible for that to happen. Because, we had our conversation offline, and what goes up must come down. And it's this thing called karma. What goes around comes around. And trust and believe. And just like the Buddha said, and I don't know if I have it in order, but 3 things cannot be hidden for too long. And that is the sun, that is the moon, and that is the truth. And as long as you stand in your truth, and as long as you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and showing up every day, being the person that you're supposed to being the person that you're supposed to be, it's all going to come back full circle. Trust and believe. And I'm just talking about things that I know. That's the only thing that I can say. I'm just talking about things that I know. And we'll go ahead and leave it at that.
You know a lot.
But I don't know everything.
Neither do I.
Because the minute that you think you know everything, you got a problem. So
that's exactly right.
Kim says, well, I'm out.
The next one.
Hold on 1 second. I want to just check this comment here. Miss Carol Cordera says that was beautiful. And KK Sweet says, well, I'm outside and I've tried to listen and now my phone is dying. Another great show and I'll view it tomorrow. Be blessed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining in. And everybody out there who's hanging out there with us tonight, thank you so much for joining in. The best thing that you can do to help support this movement here is please like, comment, share, subscribe, tag a friend, phone a friend, do whatever you have to do to, invite them in here and let them know what we got going on. Nothing but greatness, my friend, Miss Serene Poems from, and I'm just going to say the Colorado Rockies. I have no idea. I'm just making it up because she likes to be discreet, which, listen, I got you. And I am sampling Epicuro Aglianico, and I'm starting to fill this wine right about now. So we're on to something. And how many more poems do we have? Plus, we have burning questions, too. So this is good. I like this.
Just 2 shorter ones.
No. Listen, I'm in no rush. It's Friday. It's been a week, and we're winding down now, and I'm enjoying it. I have one more show tomorrow, and it's a wrap. So I'm not going to be able to interact with everybody like I have been. So this is the last show of Reading Between the Wines for 2023. So I mean, I don't want to be up all night, but happy to I want to be up all night, but we can hang for a little bit. So now let me ask you, because I know you were so, I'm gonna just put it out there. I know you were a little nervous, but how are you feeling now?
I feel better now.
That's good. That's good. Good.
I can take a deep breath now.
Because if you were nervous before, And then I'll just wait. Then I'll wait for the burning question. I won't do that. But
oh no! Ooh, I can't wait.
And for those of you,
okay, so this.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go right ahead.
Okay. So I was going to read 2 poems by Lacan. He's the. I'll just kind of read a little bit right here. He is. I don't like reading from books like that. Lacan is currently in the Philippines, and he's the head of PGN, and he's just a brilliant writer, and if anybody has any sense, they will follow him because he's going to be famous someday. This first one is trigger warning, abuse, and it's also, there's, I believe, some of his language in here, and I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, Lacan. I know I'm gonna botch it. This is called It Log. His fist cuts my skin like a molesado egg, a yolked breakfast drenched in oiled ego. Gago seared in flipped cheeks to salt punches is fatherly at best. Puñeta, he doesn't miss meals like this. My skin, a pan heated well, non-stick. My face, a perfect estrelado, pale white with an eye bulging on plated parenthood. And I'll tell you the translation. Molesado, and I'm sorry if I'm botching this, is a runny egg. Gago is an arsehole. Puñeta means fuck. He's my friend. Estrella.
Wait, hold on, back up. Can you please say that one more time? I want to make sure I heard correctly.
The puñeta?
Yes.
That one? It means fuck.
I thought so. I just wanted to make sure I was very clear, but okay.
That's a great word to know in every language. Estrelado is a sunny side up egg.
Oh my goodness.
He's brilliant.
So I know you said everybody has a different view when it comes to poetry. So explain to us what you think he was thinking when he wrote that.
Ooh, Lacan has been through his own trauma from his own personal experiences in life, and he had a father that was not a very great father, like many other people. And he hit him and did horrible things to him, and I'm so glad that he can write about it and use that as a way to release the pain and suffering that he endured.
Yeah, like the best thing that anybody can do is seek some help, find a safe place to speak about things and release, because holding in and harboring things in, it's definitely going to put you in a difficult position. And listen. Now I want to read some comments here from some of your fans here. Great show, great interview with Serene Poems. And that is from Progressive News, the Progressive News Network. Does that sound familiar?
No. I'll check them out.
Beautiful sharing. Thank you for your vulnerability. Absolutely. You most certainly bare your soul, and I gave everybody a warning of that as well, to let people know that this is the real deal here. This is no joke here. This is real life situations, and that's what we do here. And good job, people. That is from the Progressive News Network. And let me make sure I got this right. The LKN Poetry says, "Thank you for reading my poem. Oh, is that your friend?
That's Lacan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for reading my poem, Much Love from Me to You. So, you said from the Philippines?
Yep.
Thank you so much for hanging in with us on Reading Between the Wines, all the way from the Philippines. I appreciate you. And you know what? You have to come on the show one day. So, hopefully, we can get you in.
Oh, you would love Lacan. He's so awesome. Yes, indeed.
So, we have.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, this one is, yes, trigger warning for assault and rape. But this is
be very
this is land of the free, and we can write whatever we want.
That word.
This is called violet.
That word, is that word going to be in there? I know you said it. We have to be very careful.
Yes.
We have to be very careful with that word.
Okay.
I think it slid under the radar, but just be very careful going forward.
I got you. Maybe I shouldn't read it then. How about I just read a paragraph of it?
Okay.
Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read the first paragraph, and then I'll just explain what it's about, because you need to buy this book and read it. Violet. I promise I don't scream between his midnight and my age. My throat is held like a chilled bottle of San Miguel beer, tight, so truth won't slip out a child pressed to choke, that it drowns my saliva to seek help. I couldn't spit his tongue out. And we'll just end that right there.
Interesting.
Hopefully we didn't get kicked off.
No, everything's good so far. I never thought that I would be in a position to where I would be like cautious like this. But in the day and age that we're in, and it's ridiculous, but I get it to some extent. But you have to be very cautious. But that poem sounds to be a little disturbing, and through some of the things that you were saying, it is very interesting. So,
yes, I can tell you kind of the very short story behind it. It is written for a sex trafficker that he helped rescue.
Oh, well, that's an awesome story. That's great. And this is real life.
Yes, and it needs to be read.
and this is real life, like someone was actually rescued and helped?
100%.
Oh, that
poem is for her.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So again, we go from one spectrum of actually giving you the real gist of it, letting you know that this is the real life situation, which I know it's heavy and it might be, harsh or hard pill to swallow at that moment. But then look at the beauty on the other side. Like, that's amazing. So now, let everyone know where they can get the full version, where they can get the full book in its entirety.
They can get it on Amazon. Just type in Kaleidoscope Poetry. It's by PGN. It's very easy to find. And it has, I wish we were live, it has a very colorful, artistic cover page.
That's awesome. You'll have to, I think you sent it to me before when you first were getting put in the book, but if you can send it to me again, that would be great. And
I will, definitely. I do have one more poem, and it's lighthearted. If you would allow me one more.
Well, yes, so that's good, because we can bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think we need it after that.
Yeah.
So this one I just wrote on 12/9.
Okay.
And It's called The First Snow.
We don't want any. Okay.
Me either. I don't want to drive it.
No, exactly.
Like the mountains feel their first winter snow, I feel shivers clenching beneath breastbones. The long, restless weight takes a bow, burdens Mother Earth never intended fall down. I fully surrender this disjointed life, where appendages were severed and ground into strife. The sun peaks and clowns around, kissing my cheeks with warm rays. I sprawl into the soil, unbound, welcoming this broken heart to heal from past winters of perfection, a perception of love as cold as steel. The sun consoles me, whispers, the storm swept away the dying pieces of me that no longer exist or stay. Just like the mountains when spring blooms, my heart is reaching for light, the sun of my days and all of my nights. That's it.
Now, what is the theme of this here?
It's God.
Okay. The nature.
My heart is reaching. Yeah, my heart is reaching for light, the sun of my days and all of my nights.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because it's always light.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Young Amori, thank you so much for joining. And let's see here. The LKN poetry, Winter of Perfection. Love that line. I am the MJB.
Thank you, Lacan.
Or are you really the MJB?
Oh.
No, trust and believe that's not it. No. Like we would know. We would know for real.
You would know.
All right.
Anyways, yeah.
So,
on a lighter note.
Well, let me tell you that I'm this Aglianico. I know I was saying a little something about it in the beginning, but the way I feel right about now is real interesting. So you might want to get this bottle here. It's a little harsh in the beginning if you're not sitting down having a meal, but yeah, you definitely will feel it with how many? Let me see what the alcohol volume is. 13%.
I was just going to ask you. Oh, dang.
Yeah, 13%. And I'll tell you that I will not be pouring another glass. Typically, sometimes I'll pour a second. Not tonight, I won't. I'm good with just this. I'll finish it up with this here. So,
nice.
In the meantime,
yeah, I'm not having much more either.
Let everybody know where they can follow you at.
I'm on Instagram at serene.poems.etc. and I'm also on Facebook at Serene Poems.
Now,
where you can find me.
Are we following each other on Facebook?
Yeah.
We are? Okay.
That's where you called me from earlier.
Oh, yeah, duh. Like, what was I thinking?
It's okay, I do that all the time.
Okay, so all of the social media stuff that I got just is a blur, so I have no idea. And a lot of people get upset when I don't like and comment and all of that stuff. I just got a lot going on, so like don't hate on me. Like when I get around to it, I get around to it if it shows up. But like with what I have going on, I would literally have to spend 8 hours a day on social media to get to everybody.
And life is busy, and people that know that will understand.
But I think that the way everybody's coming up now, social media is their world. So, like, they don't know how to distinguish the two. So, like, for the younger generation, like, that is their world.
Yeah.
So,
it's scary.
Yeah, it is. And there's things out there coming in the future that's going to make it more of everybody's world, but neither here nor there.
Yeah. Well, yes, we digress.
Yeah, we're not going to take it there. Just be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Just be careful. Okay, so now this is a segment of the show where I basically flip it and I put my guest in a hot seat, but my guest here, there's no putting her in the hot seat because she's actually putting us in the hot seat. But
yeah, that's right.
If you'd like to give us feedback on tonight's show, you can text me at 609-738-0611. If you want to answer and participate in the burning questions, the best way that you can do it is drop it in the comments and let me know. But for those of you out there that might want to keep it anonymous, you can text me at 609-738-0611 and we can converse about that offline. Now, the burning question that I have for you tonight is, and this is going to be a little interesting because we got to be vulnerable for this one here. So I'm not sure how deep we're going to get into it.
Vulnerable is my middle name.
I know, but I don't know if I can hang with you on this because I got to be careful. What is the most outrageous thing that you've ever done in life? Do you look back on it more with pleasure or regret? And I'll read that one more time. And for those of you out there that's listening, you can chime in and drop in the comments and let us know. What is the most outrageous thing that you've ever done in life? And do you look back on it more with pleasure or regret?
Oh, that's an easy one. I look back on it as a lesson learned because it's my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's my life. And it's hard to put that in words. Can you read the question again?
Oh, yes. What is the most outrageous thing that you've ever done in life? Which, for that's a tough question because, this is within your entire life. And do you look back on it with pleasure?
I know. Yes, I know it's the most outrageous thing that I ever believed the lie when I was a child and in junior high school. I'm outraged that I believed the lie that I was unworthy of love, that I was a strong woman, that I was beautiful. I believed the lie that I wasn't. And that's what outrages me. But I learned from it, and I'm still in therapy, and therapy is good. Highly recommend it. But yeah, that's my answer.
I feel you on that. Basically, taking on somebody else's nonsense, what somebody else projected, what somebody else put on you. I feel you on that. And you know what? Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being so vulnerable. Because now you help me, go down my path with this question, which it really is outrageous. It really is outrageous. And I want to say thank you because I commend you for that. So the most outrageous thing that I've ever done in life, sort of along the same lines as yourself, because you got me thinking. The most outrageous thing that I've ever done is basically giving up my power to somebody else. And I can go back and forth and say, I regret it. But if I regret it, then that means that I wouldn't be where I'm at here today. And the word pleasure, I'm not sure that that's the right word that I would like to use for this, but I don't regret it. But because if I regret it, I wouldn't have woken up to being who I am today. But the most outrageous thing that I've done, and I believe that the most outrageous thing that anybody else could do, is to give up your power. And you sort of touch base on that. When you give up your power, you'll believe anything that anybody tells you. Because we are all powerful.
100%.
We're all amazing. We're all beautiful. We're all wonderful. We're all of the great things that God says about us. But the minute that we give up our power, we turn around and we believe any story, any dream, any lie that somebody is going to go ahead and tell us and push off on us. So
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because I was headed in the wrong direction. I was getting ready to be reckless out here tonight. I was getting ready to be real reckless.
And Serene just threw a wrench in there.
I was going to be real reckless, and I'm like, yeah, we starting to go back to doing some things we don't want to do.
And I just made you a puddle.
But no, that definitely is amazing, and thank you for that. And
you're welcome.
The L, and make sure I got this right, the LKN Poetry says, and this is a question for you, Serene Poem, how do you want to be loved?
Uh-huh. Oh, you had to ask that. You son of a... Oh, I love you, Lacan.
Well, that's an interesting question. Now,
that's interesting.
Don't get me to start any nonsense, but like, why do you want to know? Why do you want to know? You know, I'm all about the international love. Like, trust and believe. I don't want to start anything. I'm just saying. I'm all about international love.
I believe that too. There's a lot of people out there.
We're just waiting to see a response, but no, there is going to be no response because you have to answer. So how do you want to be loved?
You are tipsy, are you?
A little bit, yes. It's, I didn't ask the question. He did. He wants to know how you want to be loved.
Okay, so I want to be loved how the inner child in me wants to be loved, which is unconditional. And not just unconditional, but it's safe. And it has to be physically safe, and it has to be emotionally safe.
All right.
That's how I want to be loved.
Well, there you go. The LKM Poetry. You got your answer, so do whatever you do with it. But that's amazing.
He's like a brother, trust me.
Oh.
We're going to have jokes about this.
Oh. Well, the LKM Poetry says she has my love since 2021. All right, then. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
you too, Lacan.
That's good. That's good. I'm not going to answer that question because I can't answer that right now.
Yeah.
Definitely can't answer.
Well, mine could change in a day too, so.
I mean, I have everything that I want to say about that question for me personally, but you'll need to get a notebook and a pen. So I don't think y'all have time to get all of that.
And you have another show, so.
Right. Well, this was really fun. I definitely do appreciate you for coming on. This has been great and amazing, like I knew it would be. And I want to tell you that you are so loved. You have so many supporters who check you out. And I have people texting me and DMing me saying, when's Serene going to come on? So if I can remember back when you came on before, you definitely brought this great energy and this great vibe as well. So thank you so much. Yeah. Whenever you're feeling like you're not 100%, which we all have that, think back to nights like tonight. Think back to when all of these people show up for you and they support you. And that's what gets us through sometimes, when we realize that energy that we're putting back into the universe, it'll come back, full circle. And it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. But, like I said.
Yeah. But even your family can give you that love that you need at the moment. Like, I feel so loved right now.
Absolutely. And remember, and I may not be saying it in the right order. I may not be quoting him 100%. But I want you to remember that there are 3 things that cannot be hidden for too long. And that is the sun, that is the moon, and that is the truth. Trust and believe that was...
Well, Serene...
Yeah, that's what's done in darkness will soon be shown in light.
Yes. And my name, Serene, means lunar. So I'm the moon and the truth.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
The scales are tipped my way.
So the LKN Poetry says, it's a tough question for anyone to answer. It's actually a signature poem of mine. So there was a little hidden message there. I hear you.
Yeah. You got to have Lacan on. He is just so,
If you can do me a
He's got
favor.
some energy.
If you can do me a favor, Lacan, if you can go to larengaines.com, and that's anybody that's listening, watching, that wants to come on the Reading Between Wines or the 411 podcast, if you can just go to larengaines.com and sign up. So the next round of shows, which will be Disc 4, that's when that is available, once you're able to book, you'll get an alert and you'll be able to sign up. So sign up now to be on a waiting list, and then that way, we'll reach out to you when it's time for us to roll out Disc 4. Yeah. Yeah, but I was on a waiting list. It took me like 9 months to get in. I know, and then when you were like, I'm not sure if I'm going to come, and what about this, and what about that, I was like, she better not play. She better not play. But you see how... I was just afraid. I faced my fears. But you see how things turn out, though, right? Like, we had to go through some things in life to get us to where we are here today. Because sometimes our mind could be clouded and we could have so much stuff going on because of what's going on in our world. So I get it. And at that time, I was like thinking certain things, but I didn't know. And then, our conversation, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And I'm just glad that you're at a place where you're at here today. I love you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. I love you too. And like I said, I'm just so glad that you're at a place where you're at here today, and just keep on growing. Yes, and doing what you're doing. And remember, the minute that you start going back and forth with somebody, arguing, debating about something that is completely outside of you, that has nothing to do with you, you've already lost the game. So let's not lose the game. Yeah. And I know it's trying, and I know sometimes you want to just like go in, because I have been fighting the fight for so many years, but trust and believe that it'll work out for you. Thank you. Yeah, I do trust and I do believe. Yes, absolutely. It's a matter of time. Yes. Yep. And you're almost there. You're almost there. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Well, you have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you soon. You too. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody else, for joining. All right. Good night. Thank you. Bye, Larry. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What an awesome way to, end the season for Reading Between the Wines with Serene Poems. Amazing. And here. Thank you so much, Lacan. And the truth is in your poetry. Oh, the truth in your poetry is an inspiration to me. So there you go. That's amazing. She has so much love and support from all different aspects and all different areas of life. So shout out to Serene Poems for coming on. This has been amazing. Now, if you like the conversation that you heard tonight and you want to keep the conversation going with me, you can head on over to larengaines.com and you can sign up for the coaching sessions. One-on-one, private, offline conversations with yours truly. Whatever topics, whatever things, whatever goals you'd like to set and go over, we can go ahead and, discover that together. Head on over to larengaines.com and sign up for the coaching sessions. So if you had an opportunity, I encourage everybody to check out my social media pages. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, DLive, Twitch, and Dailymotion. Now, on those pages, you're going to see what I like to call total bliss, total happiness. And that's vacation, that's travel. I just did a post today of a nice garden tub, nice bubbles, relaxation. I'm thinking of a patio. I'm thinking of sitting by the poolside. If you like those types of things when you're on vacation, text me at 609-738-0611 and you can vacation with me. I can help build a wonderful vacation itinerary for you. I can help you save with something that I call a home away from home. Because when I'm on vacation, I want to experience all the bells and the whistles that I have at home on vacation as well. And I have condominiums that will give you a dining room, a full kitchen, a washer and dryer unit, a patio, a deck, depending on what you build and what picks and what works well for you. Again, we can start that conversation by you texting me at 609-738-0611 and letting me know where you'd like to vacation. And if you're unsure at this moment, you can head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for my free newsletter, Whispers of Wisdom, which will be coming out next month. And I will keep you updated on all of the deals and the availability and the pricing that I have for my vacation units. That was a lot. So I got so much going on between Reading Between the Wines, the 411 podcast, vacations, the coaching sessions. It's a lot going on. So if you want to stay up to date on everything Laren Gaines, like I said, head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for the Whispers of Wisdom newsletter, and you're going to get a little bit of everything, bits and pieces here and there. One small email delivered to your inbox with some awesome content once a month. And that's at LarenGaines.com, and that is going to be the Whispers of Wisdom newsletter. And so far, thank you so much to everybody who signed up. Trust me, next month is going to be awesome. I'm going to give you the wonderful wine of the month. You're going to get a chance to see the wine bottles that I am sampling, everything that I love, all wrapped up in that wonderful newsletter. Tonight, I sampled Aglianico, red wine from Italy. A powerful wine. Real bold. It does have a little kick towards the end, but trust and believe that it'll get you where you need to be. I have this much left. And I wasn't pouring a second glass. Thank you so much to Serene Poems who came in tonight. And I want to give a very special thank you to my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give you this Reading Between the Wine show one more time in life. Now, this has been an amazing journey, like I said in the beginning of the show. 29 shows. Amazing guests that come through and support and network and make this thing happen, because I can't do all of this on my own. And I want to say thank you so much to my special guests who hung in there with me. This is just an interesting moment. 29 shows, getting ready to call it a wrap. 2024 is right around the corner. This has been a great experience, and I just want to say thank you so much to everybody. This is the final show of Disc 3 Evolution for Reading Between the Wines. The final show for the 411 podcast is tomorrow night. So please come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and join in and celebrate with me at this wonderful moment as we continue to evolve and we move into 2024. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'll read a couple more comments before we get out of here. The LKN Poetry says, I know that brand of wine. It is bold. Absolutely. It's so bold that I'm not pouring a second glass. It's a wrap. But it's a good wine. Epicuro. Now, I know in the beginning I was a little iffy about it, but yeah, it does the trick. I think it would be better if you sample it with food, of course. Just to sit back and have a glass, you're going to get that little after bite. But anyway, thank you so much. You all have a wonderful evening. Take care. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Reading Between the Wines. 4-1 podcast finale. Thank you. Yeah, 4-1 finale tomorrow. History Evolution, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.